皆さん、また来てくださってありがとうございます。今日は水曜日です。ということで、月曜日のっけて、真ん中のニュース、アメリカで今何が起こっているかっていうことなんですけど、今日はね、ちょっとね、胸騒ぎがしたので、これも受けてみたいと思うんですよ。ニュースっていうことではなくって、どちらかっていうと、ちょっとひょっとしてバイデン大統領おしまいに近づいてるかなっていうのがあったんで、なぜ手のひら返しに次ぐ手のひら返しで、月曜日に火曜日かな、ホワイトハウスにオバマ登場。なぜ今オバマって今何もポジションないはずですよね。それがオバマが来て、しかもあからさまなガン無視。ちょっとこれ何かありそうですよねっていうことで見てください。
Welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. It's hard to remember now because history's pretty hazy, but it was just 3 years ago that Joe Biden was considered too decrepit, too corrupt, too out of touch ever to be president. And that wasn't just the view from the right, by the way. They mostly stayed out of it. That's what faithful Democrats were saying. In 2019, 3 separate neoliberal news outlets, The Guardian, The Week, and CNN, all published op-eds with the exact same headline: Why Joe Biden Shouldn't Run for President. Other publications made the same point with equal vehemence. I really like Joe Biden, but he shouldn't run for president, said a columnist for USA Today. Joe Biden is not helping, declared Rolling Stone, as if the goal was to help. And actually, Biden's family agreed with this. This is true. They did not want him to be president either. Some of Biden's first debate performance in June was widely written off as a disaster. It seemed pretty obvious he had zero chance of the nomination. And then, what were the options? Pete Buttigieg and Beto O'Rourke? No. Both had turned out to be lighter than air. Elizabeth Warren? Double no. Kamala Harris was horrible on every level. Absolutely nobody liked Kamala Harris, and for good reason. So it turned out to be Joe Biden by default. Get off the Biden signs. We're all in. And of course, the media got the message immediately.
Anybody who has any connection to reality about what is going on around them should have watched that and said, the adults are back in the room.
It seems as though we have a professional adult once again in the White House who's just simply doing the work.
Really, the theme, I would say, is the adults are back.
Still, it is a relief to have adults in charge.
Now we have adults in the White House.
Okay, the adults are back in the room.
There is a sense, I think, the world over that the adults have returned.
We have an adult in the White House now, and it's glorious.
These people. Never an original thought among them. He's an adult. It's glorious. Well, half true. Biden is certainly an adult. He'll be 80 this fall. But no one in Washington thinks the Biden presidency is glorious anymore. They think it's a disaster. Polls show that voters strongly agree. Joe Biden is now the most unpopular person in virtually any room he enters. If you doubt it, watch this. This was the scene at the White House today. Take a careful look at this. You've never seen anything like it. That's the President of the United States in his own house, shunned. Nobody would talk to him. So Biden wandered off looking vacant as a crowd formed around a former president, Barack Obama, who was obviously deeply grateful for the attention. And then it got worse. It got much more poignant than that. Watch Biden try to horn in on the conversation swirling around Obama. Everyone involved in that conversation, including Kamala Harris, who supposedly works for Biden, ignored Biden completely. Biden desperately tried to get Obama's attention. He puts his hand on Obama's shoulder. He even calls him Barack, like they're friends. But Obama blows him off. He acts like Biden's not even there. Ask yourself if you have ever in your life seen anything sadder than this. Make it stop. It's awful. Now, it's true that Barack Obama has never liked Joe Biden. For the 8 years they worked together, Obama mocked him relentlessly as an old white guy. He did his best to keep Biden at the periphery. That's why he got the Ukraine account, faithfully. But even someone as arrogant as Barack Obama can pretend if he has to pretend. And that's the point of the video we just showed you. Obama no longer has to pretend. He can tell the world in the clearest possible terms that he has no respect for Joe Biden, because at this point, nobody has respect for Joe Biden. Even Biden's most faithful supporters in the press corps have turned on him. Watch this.
For President Biden, the outlook is pretty grim. War abroad, anxiety at home, and inflation at its highest level in 40 years.
Sky-high inflation is erasing bigger paychecks. While hourly earnings are up 5.6% over last year, nearly 1 in 5 workers says they run out of money before they get their next check.
You have historic inflation. You have record gas prices. Americans are feeling it.
Biden's numbers have dropped by double digits with young voters, and they were a big part of his coalition in 2020.
Voter anxiety is about more than rising prices or Russia's war in Ukraine. Violent crime in American cities remains persistently high, and there is a growing problem at the border.
President Biden's approval rating still hasn't found bottom, and it's been slowly trending down all year.
Oh, wait a second. Correction, breaking news. It looks like inflation is real. It's not transitory. It's actually making us poor. Crime and disorder in the cities are real, too. And guess what? It looks like a totally pointless war with Russia is not as popular as we thought it was. You're not a traitor for not wanting it. All of a sudden, they're admitting all of this. For months, Biden's been telling us that every bad thing you notice around you is, of course, Vladimir Putin's fault, and the media have backed him up. But suddenly, they aren't backing him up anymore. Ready to be shocked again? Watch a group of liberal toadies demolish the Biden White House's favorite talking point. Here it is.
And every time we talk about gas prices, Democrats sue President Biden. There's always Putin's price hike. They're trying to blame, of course, the Russian president and the invasion of Ukraine for the jump in prices. But of course, as polling suggests, this president is going to take a lot of the blame here.
Biden has called it a Putin price hike, but most Americans aren't buying it.
With the midterms now just a few months away and inflation at a record high, the president is now putting the blame squarely on Vladimir Putin, calling this the Putin price hike. But as Republicans and the president's critics have been quick to note, gas prices were already rising before Russia started this war.
What? Now they tell us, is your head spinning yet? Yeah.